Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate that, and as you might know, I go through my collection of games and I will find games that I hardly played, and then I set myself this goal to play the game, to complete the game and review it. So this time around it is The Darkness from 2007, released on PlayStation 3. In this game you play as Jackie, who's an errand boy for the Mafia. He gets accused by the big boss of double-crossing him, so he sends his henchmen to kill you. This game was particularly interesting because of the level design. Although linear, it offered a kind of a hub system where you can access various parts of what I think is New York City from the tram system that this game offers. There are basically two metro stations from which you can access various parts of the town, giving you also some downtime in this game, and you can do lots of mundane things that you don't see very often in other games, because most games are packed with so many stuff and there's so many distractions just to avoid any downtime. But in this game, as I said, you can ride the metro, you can look at city maps where you have to find your way through the streets, you have to make phone calls, you can watch a movie or a newsreel on television, you can cuddle with your girlfriend on the couch. Although the main story is fairly linear, there are some well-voiced side characters in this game, so that's really nice. It really establishes the world in a very immersive way. You do a lot of shooting in this game. It's a first-person shooter, and you're pretty much shooting the same kind of goons and soldiers and stuff. It feels archaic. It feels like an old first-person shooter from like 13 years ago. Basically, the shooting feels fiddly, kind of slippery. It lacks aiming down sights. You get this sort of collection of standard firearms like pistols and shotguns and machine guns, but it's just not very spectacular. If you get close to an enemy though, you get some nice little execution scene, but most of these enemies are stationary, just stand there for you to shoot them. It's a shooting gallery. It's not really the shooting that makes this game remarkable in any way. What does make this game interesting even to this day is that Jackie, the main character, has this thing he can call upon, this sort of snake-like creature that's called the Darkness, which is not very explained in the narrative though. Jackie doesn't really make a lot of comments on the thing that is trying to possess him. It seems like he doesn't really care about it, and there's no internal struggle against this creature, which would have been a really nice, interesting narrative thing, but unfortunately this game doesn't really do that much with in terms of storytelling with that thing that he has. But the creature offers some really nice gameplay elements. It can be used to access certain areas normally closed off. Through the creature you can summon a variety of spawns that will help you kill enemies. There's one spawn that will try and shoot with his machine gun. There are others that are kamikaze creatures. I mean, it's very interesting, and you get to use these pawns quite a lot. There's a lot of shooting going on. There's also some puzzling, the way you have to navigate through a certain level, and there are various versions of the creature with various certain powers that you can use. Like there's one version of the creature that can use a very large tentacle, so to grab things and throw things, and there's also a version where you get to control this snake-like creature to go to areas, as I said, that are very hard to access. There's also a version of the creature that creates this huge, this is really fun, this huge like vortex black hole where all enemies get sucked into. That's a lot of fun, and that's really what makes this game still stand out from the crowd. It comes from a time where developers actually took chances at the shooter genre, and it introduced a bunch of powers that are fun to use. And I think without this game, there wouldn't be other games like Dishonored and Prey, first-person shooter-type games that mess around with these powers that you can use. So that is very much appreciated, and it's still very playable because of that. So yes, an interesting first-person shooter with a somewhat lackluster narrative, but some really good level design and some innovating gameplay elements. It is still recommended to play it, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think.